Hey guys, Dave Sweet from Sweetcraft Woodworking here. So today we're going to focus on some Christmas crafts. I bought a bunch of rustic hickory from a place called Kencraft Hardwoods. If you haven't been there, you should. They got everything you can think of. It's like a candy store for woodworkers. I will post the link below. Also what's below is the subscribe button, so go ahead and click that. Another thing is they have a bell right next to it. And if you hit that bell, as soon as I post a video, you'll be notified right away. So how cool is that? So I guess we can go ahead and head over to the garage, and which I'm already in. So guess we can just get started. All right, follow me. Well, I got a bunch more 2x4s left, so I think what I'm gonna build is one of those Christmas trees that spin. You put a dowel rod through it or a rope, and you cut the pieces in half and you can move them around. Something that we might do ourselves because we have a cat, and it's our first Christmas with a cat, and I'm pretty sure she's going to destroy our tree. I don't want that to happen. So maybe we can make something like this and she can just run up the wood and nothing gets damaged. So let's get started. Okay, first thing you want to do is lay out all your 2x4s. Make sure all your discrepancies are off to the side. That way when you cut, all that stuff just goes away. Okay. First thing I did is mark a center line. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just make a line that's center between all these boards. Take your square. Come down here, make your mark. After you make your mark, depending how wide you want to make your base, you just measure out from that line on both sides. This base is 2 feet, so I just measured 1 foot on both sides. After you get all your marks done, what you can do is take your square, take your outside 3-inch line from here, line it up with your mark on the base, draw a line.
Ouch!
Also, switch over. Go ahead and do the other side. Same thing, same process. Okay. And there you have it. Now, which you can see, tree's all traced out. And now we start the cutting process. First things first, we're going to go ahead and rip this right down the middle before we cut these angles. You do not want to cut the angles first, because if you go to push it into the table saw, that angle is going to push your blade over and your center is going to be off. So, let's get started. Alright, I went ahead and cut off one side of the tree just to make it a little bit easier to maneuver around. Over here at the drill press, we're going to drill a 1/2-inch hole saw hole through the center to fit the post through for the Christmas tree. Alright, so I got a bunch of these to do, so hang in there. On to the fun part. Let's see now. We're going to take this pipe, put it through all the holes that I cut out and see what happens. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so that part turned out pretty good. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take two pieces of 2x4s. We're going to dado out the center. We're going to put them together so that only this is showing, that way the post is hidden. And then I think I will do a crisscross pattern of a base kind of like this. And then put some contours on the end. And then up top, I will probably put a star or something like that. We'll see. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. Alright, I got my center figured out. What we're going to do is we're going to dado down the middle a 1/4 inch on both sides. Since the post is a 1/2 inch wide, 1/2 inch on both sides, close it together, we should have a nice solid fit. Next, you want to grab your handy dandy square. It's got some measurements on it. Go up to your saw and let's bring it up to a 1/4 inch. I like to go a little below just in case. You can always cut off more. Alright, so we're going to cut the dados on this crosscut sled. If you don't have one, I recommend building one. They're awesome. They come in handy for almost anything on a table saw. Okay, alright, let's get started. We're going to go ahead and cut these dados out. Alright, got our 2 dados cut. Let's see if they fit. Ooh, yeah. Perfect fit. Cool. We are on the final stages of the Christmas tree. What we're going to do on these 2 base pieces is same kind of concept. We're going to dado out these 2 pieces about about 3/4 of an inch. So that way when we put them together and they overlap, they're both even on the floor and it'll be a nice little stand. Alright, well, dados are cut. All we gotta do is put them together. Nice even fit. Okay. Good to go. I guess the last steps, we're going to drill the hole through the center so we can put the post in, add the base in the tree, do all the sanding and all that good stuff. Alright. Okay, so we're going to do the star next. Couldn't find my Forstner bit, so I did use the hole saw, so I'm just going to chisel out the hole from here. Pretty simple. Just split the wood in half. Alright, so I got my star done. Say hi, Star.
I'm tired.
Okay, so this isn't your average star. This is a baby star. Like every baby, babies are very fragile. So you want to take a really good... So next up, what we're going to do is we're going to use the router table and we're going to put some 45-degree contoured edges on all these pieces. I decided to use the table instead of the palm router because when I get to these smaller pieces, I'm not going to have a way to get my hand around. No, I'll probably lose a finger. I don't want to do that. I heard it's not fun. I don't want to try it. So I'm going to use the table. Alright, let's get started. Okay, let's get started. Gives us a nice little contoured edge. Just gotta go through, sand them up. Alright, I got a bunch to do. I'm gonna do all these and I'll get back to you here in a little bit. On to the final step. What we're gonna do is sand the rest of them with this over sander. I like to start with 80 grit first, just to get all the rough stuff off. Then I'll finish it with 120, and then go through again with 220 just to give it a better finish. That'll also allow the sanding to go on much smoother. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to set the Christmas tree aside for now. I got the post going through the center outside drying. So we're going to move on to the next project. So these are wine barrel lids. I think what I'm going to do is get a couple Christmas decals, paint them on here, and then I got this really nice rustic hickory. It's got this awesome grain inside of it. I'd like to make a couple maybe cool stands that come up. Not really sure how I'm going to design them yet, but we'll go over that here in a little bit. So, alright, first things first, you're going to take all these apart and then glue them back together so that they're secure. Alright. Ooh, very nice. Some of these have actual nails instead of pegs. The nails really stink because they bend and they make this whole thing uneven. These pegs are awesome. Glad to see that. And onto the glue up. So we're going to take all these pieces, slap some glue on, put them together, throw them in the clamps overnight, let them dry, and then tomorrow I should be able to start sanding both of these and go from there. Alright, let's get started. Alright, got these both on the clamps. I'm going to let them dry overnight. Go ahead and set them aside for now. And what we'll do next is we'll get a piece of hickory and I'll start tracing out some designs to see how we're going to make the stands for these. The wine barrel lid, the backs, I'm going to make a piece that kind of just comes off like this and a little stand for it. I'll probably put a little hinge up top, and then I was thinking down here some kind of a chain link to hold it, and then I have here, I'm going to drill 2 holes, and what I'll do is I'll wrap the chain around that and then connect it to the wine barrel lid. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drill these holes. Boom. Put some contoured edges on the side. Countersunk the holes a little bit. Now I can run the chain through. I'm probably gonna put a little curve down here, maybe, not sure yet, but we'll get to that. I have my carriage traced out, so the next step is I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one on the bandsaw, and then I'm gonna use this piece to trace out the other ones. And there you have it. So I got the rough cut out. I'm going to go through, hit it with the Dremel, clean up the lines, and then I can use this piece to trace out the other ones. Just about done cutting. The last part is I'm going to add a piece back here, probably at like a 70-degree angle, just to put a filler piece. I'm most likely going to put a dowel rod through the front. After that, I got a ton of sanding to do, ton of Dremel work, so I'm going to get started with all this. The skis are cut. I went and actually I took off the built-in pegs that I had on here at first. I didn't like the way that looked, so I went and got some scrap wood and cut up these little pegs instead. These are from a red wine barrel. That's actual dried up red wine. Got some canary wood. It's got some cool colors in there. And then mahogany. Boom. So those are basically going to look like this. Ish. But, you know, with the ski on it stuff and built and complete and, you know. Next up, going to install all these pegs in with some glue first. And I'm going to take these planks for the top. I'm going to add some rounded corners. And then I'm going to put a dowel rod all the way through the middle with some glue. That'll leave a nice little look up top. So I'm going to go ahead and get all those started. And yeah. And there we have it. Everything is built, completed, sanded down, Dremel, all that fun stuff. Took forever. I'm so glad it's done. I got my decals lined up. Just got to go through and paint everything today. These smaller sleds, I'm just going to throw some Danish oil on, bring out a nice little color for it. These bigger sleds, again, I have to do some painting, and then through these holes, I'm going to run some rope through, give a nice little crafty look. These wine barrel lids, I actually switched up this design a little bit for storage purposes. At first I had that big base. I don't want you to have to find storage for the wine barrel lid and the rack. So now all you gotta do is flip that shut, put it in the closet. See you next December, or for me, November. So next over here we have this cool Christmas tree. You know when you buy a tree and you set it up and it just sits there. It doesn't do anything. Well, this one does something. It spins. Ooh. Cool, huh? Yeah. So I'm going to throw some special walnut stain on that. And then most likely I'm going to finish it with some shellac, as well as the bigger skis and the wine barrel lids I will finish with shellac as well, since I'll have matte paint on there. So I'm going to get all that started, and I guess I'll see you soon. All right. Alright guys, my collection is all complete and I'm going to show you everything. So this is the first wine barrel lid. It's got a satin finish on it. Looks pretty good. I like the way it turned out. It's actually something I think would look cool in a restaurant with the other one, which is over here. So, gingerbread baking. Like, just looking at that really makes me want to go to a bakery. So, yeah, so you know, if you're a restaurant, you know, hi, how's it going? Alright, so we're going to come down here to my bigger sleds. I like the way these turned out. These are all rustic hickory. And also I put these bells on the bottom. Just in case somebody's over, they're going to like them, they might try and steal them. You're going to hear the bells, you know what to do. Here's one of my smaller sleighs. It's got the Purple Heart, hickory, and walnuts. There's another sled. Look at all that glare. Go away, glare. Alright, there we go. You can see it better. This one's my favorite. You know, it's because it's got a truck. You know, that's all. I also like the way the skis turned out. They look really good. Again, they got a satin finish on them. They're going to last for quite a while. Here's another small sled. It's got the Purple Heart, walnut, and hickory. Bears and penguin not included. Sorry. Here's another one of my bigger sleds. Again, it's got the bills, you know, because Santa can be shady, so, you know, got to be careful. Here's another one of my smaller sleighs. This one actually has the two centerpieces of mahogany, the walnut skis, Purple Heart, and hickory. And this one is my favorite. It's got that nice little wood grain right there. Oh yeah. Alright. And come back down to the best part that I like, had the most fun building, is this Christmas tree. This one was a lot of fun to build. You can spin it around, like I said, you know, it's fun. It's a fun tree, you know, it's not boring like those other ones. So, yeah, it turned out really well. I put a English chestnut stain on it. And then I put 3 coats of shellac, so this tree is going to last for quite a while also. Yeah. So, okay guys, hope you like what you see, and I will meet you back in the garage. You beat me here. Very nice. Well, thanks guys for sticking it out with me in this journey. I had a lot of fun building this stuff. Everything will be available on my website at sweetcraftwoodworking.com. I will post a link below as well. I have a pretty wild imagination, and I just want to take all that stuff, build it, make some videos out of it, and go from there. So if you haven't subscribed yet, don't worry, I'll wait. You good? Alright. So, well, I guess stick around and for many more videos that I'll be creating. Other than that, I guess happy holidays and God bless. Take care.